The kiss that opened our story. We're about to find out exactly how we got there. And trust me, the journey is even more twisted than you think. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch it now because this gets dark fast. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because part 3 is going to blow your mind. Now let's continue. 3 weeks had passed since the pool party, and Adunni had settled into the Banana Island duplex like a snake coiling around his prey. Every morning, she woke up early before both Tunde and Bisola and made herself visible. She'd wear silk robes that barely covered her thighs or fitted workout clothes that showcased every curve of her new body. She'd be in the kitchen making breakfast when Tunde came down, always bending over the counter just so, always laughing a little too loud at his morning jokes, always finding reasons to brush past him in the narrow space between the island and the stove. Bisola noticed, of course. How could she not? But every time she tried to say something, Adunni would turn it around, make her feel crazy, make her feel like the pregnancy hormones were making her paranoid. You think I'm trying to seduce your husband? Adunni had laughed when Bisola finally confronted her about the revealing clothes. Bisola, this is my body. I worked hard for it. Should I cover myself head to toe in my own sister's house? Should I be ashamed of how I look? And somehow, Bisola always ended up apologizing, always ended up feeling guilty for even suggesting such a thing. Because Adunni was her sister, her only family, the woman who protected her from bullies as a child, who shared everything with her despite their parents' unfair treatment. Surely, she wouldn't betray her like this. But the truth was right there in front of her. She just didn't want to see it. Tunde, for his part, was trying. God, he was trying so hard. He loved his wife. He loved the baby growing inside her. He had built a good life, an honest life, and he had no intention of throwing it away from momentary temptation. But Adunni was everywhere. In the kitchen when he grabbed his morning coffee, by the pool when he came home from work, in the living room when he wanted to watch TV, always dressed in something that made it impossible not to notice her body, always smiling at him with those calculating eyes, always touching his arm, his shoulder, his hand. And the worst part, he was starting to notice the differences between the sisters. Bisola was tired all the time now, her pregnancy draining her energy. She went to bed at 8 p.m., too exhausted to stay up and talk to him like they used to. She was irritable, snapping at him over small things, crying over nothing. Her body was changing, expanding, becoming less the woman he'd married and more a vessel for their child. He loved her, he did, but the intimacy they'd shared had vanished. She was too tired, too uncomfortable, too overwhelmed. And there was Adunni, always awake, always energetic, always available, always looking at him like he was the most interesting man in the world. It was dangerous. He knew it was dangerous, but he didn't know how to make it stop without causing a scene, without hurting Bisola, without tearing the fragile family dynamic apart. Then came the phone calls. Adunni's phone started ringing at all hours, always the same pattern. She'd look at the screen, her face would go pale, and she'd silence it quickly. But they kept coming, sometimes 5-6 times a day. Tunde noticed, but he didn't say anything. It wasn't his business. What he didn't know was that Adunni was drowning. The loan apps were relentless. The interest was compounding daily, and the collectors were getting aggressive. They'd started calling her contacts, sending threatening messages, and then there was Didi, the friend who had helped her create the fake story about Auntie Kemi being sick. "I beg, Adunni, you need to sort me out," Didi had said on the phone that morning, her voice sharp. "I told my people I was helping you with the family emergency. Now they're asking questions. You promised me 20% of whatever you got from your sister. That's 440,000 naira. When am I getting it?" "I don't have it yet," Adunni had whispered, hiding in the guest bathroom. "Just give me a little more time." "Time? It's been 2 months. If you don't pay me by next week, I'm telling your sister everything. I will call her myself and explain how you used me to scam her." The call had ended, and Adunni had stared at herself in the bathroom mirror, her reflection looking desperate and trapped. She needed money, she needed security, she needed Tunde. Not just to want her, but to choose her, to leave Bisola and make Adunni his wife, then all her problems would be solved. She'd have access to his money, his status, his life. She'd finally have everything Bisola had always taken for granted. She just needed to push a little harder. That afternoon, she found Tunde by the pool. He was sitting on a lounge chair, his laptop open, working from home. Bisola was upstairs sleeping, as she always was these days. Adunni had put on her smallest bikini, the one that left nothing to the imagination. She walked out slowly, making sure he'd see her. "Mind if I join you?" she asked, her voice sweet. "It's so hot today." Tunde looked up and she saw it. That flicker in his eyes, that moment of pure male appreciation before he caught himself and looked away. "Sure, it's your house too." She settled onto the chair next to him, close enough that he could smell her perfume. Bisola's perfume, actually. She'd been using it deliberately, creating confusion, blurring the lines between the sisters in his mind. "You work too hard," she said, stretching out like a cat in the sun. "When was the last time you just relaxed?" "Work is relaxing for me." "Liar," she laughed. "You look stressed, tense. Is everything okay with you and Bisola?" His jaw tightened. "Everything is fine." "Is it? Because I've noticed you've been coming home later and later, and Bisola's been crying a lot. She thinks you're pulling away from her." "She said that to you?" "She's my sister. She tells me everything. Marriage is hard, especially with a baby coming. It's normal for things to get difficult, for needs to go unmet." The way she said unmet made Tunde's stomach tighten. He closed his laptop. "I think I should go inside." "Why? I'm just talking. We're family, aren't we? We should be able to talk about real things." But Tunde was already standing, already walking away. Adunni watched him go, frustration burning in her chest. He was resisting, but she could see the cracks forming. She just needed to find the right moment to break through completely. That moment came 2 weeks later, when Tunde's friend Femi invited him to a wine brand lunch party in Victoria Island. It was a Thursday evening, and Tunde mentioned it to Bisola over dinner. "Do you want to come? It might be fun, get you out of the house." Bisola looked at her plate, exhausted just thinking about it. "I can't, Tunde. I'm so tired, and my feet are swelling. I just want to sleep. You should go, though. Network, enjoy yourself." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure. Adunni can go with you. That way you won't be alone." The words were out of her mouth before she realized what she was saying. Across the table, Adunni's eyes lit up like she'd just won the lottery. "Oh, I'd love to. If Tunde doesn't mind, of course." Tunde did mind. He minded very much. But with Bisola offering, with both women looking at him expectantly, what could he say? Sure, why not? The party was everything Lagos elite gatherings usually were. Loud music, expensive wine, people dressed to impress, everyone trying to outshine everyone else. Adunni had worn a dress that looked so tight it looked painted on, and she made sure to stay close to Tunde all evening, introducing herself as his sister-in-law, but acting like so much more. She kept refilling Tunde's wine glass,
kept encouraging him to drink, to relax, to let go. And Tunde, stressed from work, frustrated from his deteriorating home life, and yes, tempted by the beautiful woman who wouldn't leave his side, kept drinking. By midnight, they were both tipsy, not drunk but loose, uninhibited. They'd migrated to a quiet corner of the venue, away from the noise, sitting close on a velvet couch. "You know what I think?" Adunni said, her hand on his knee. "I think you married the wrong sister." Tunde should have moved her hand, should have stood up, should have called an Uber and gone home. Instead, he just looked at her. "What do you mean?" "I mean, Bisola is sweet, she's kind, but she doesn't see you. Not really. She doesn't appreciate what she has, but I do. I see you, Tunde. I see how hard you work, how much you sacrifice, how lonely you are in your own marriage." "I'm not lonely." "Yes, you are. I can see it in your eyes every morning when you come downstairs and she's still sleeping. Every evening when you come home and she's too tired to even talk to you. You're lonely and you're too good of a man to admit it." Her hand moved higher on his thigh. Tunde caught it, held it still. "Adunni, this isn't right." Why not? Because she's my sister. She has everything, Tunde. She always has. Beautiful, successful, loved. What do I have? Nothing. I spent my whole life watching her take everything that should have been mine. Is it so wrong to want something for myself? Is it so wrong to want you? She leaned in, her lips inches from his. Tunde could smell the wine on her breath, could feel the heat radiating from her body. For one dangerous moment, he almost gave in, almost closed that distance, almost threw away everything he'd built. But he didn't. He stood up abruptly, releasing her hand. I need to go home. Adunni's face twisted with anger, but she quickly masked it. Of course, I understand. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. The drive home was silent, tense. When they got to the house, Tunde went straight to his bedroom, where Bisola was sleeping peacefully. Adunni went to the guest room, where she lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, rage boiling in her veins. He had rejected her again. After everything she'd done, all the effort she'd put in, he still chose Bisola, still remained loyal to a woman who barely paid attention to him anymore. But Adunni wasn't done. She had one more card to play. The next morning, over breakfast, Adunni approached Bisola with a concerned expression. Bisola, I've been thinking. You look so tired lately, so stressed. I saw this ad for a pregnancy retreat in Badagry. It's just for a weekend. They do prenatal yoga, massages, healthy meals, meditation. It might be really good for you, help you relax before the baby comes. Bisola looked up from her toast, interested, despite her exhaustion. A retreat? Yeah, and don't worry about Tunde. I'll be here. I'll make sure he eats properly and the house stays clean. You deserve a break, sis. You've been working so hard. Bisola thought about it. The idea of 2 days away, being pampered, not having to cook or clean or worry about anything sounded like heaven. And Adunni would be here with Tunde, her sister, her family. Nothing would happen. Okay, let me look into it. Adunni smiled. I already booked it for you. My treat. You leave Friday morning. Friday came faster than Bisola expected. She packed a small bag, kissed Tunde goodbye, and let Adunni drive her to the retreat center in Badagry. It was beautiful, peaceful, exactly what she needed. She checked in, got settled in her room, and for the first time in months, she felt like she could breathe. Back at the Banana Island house, Adunni was putting her final plan into motion. She'd spent the day preparing. She'd showered, shaved, perfumed every inch of her body. She'd put on the burgundy dress, the one that showed every curve. She'd practiced her lines in the mirror. This was it. Tonight, everything would change. Tunde came home from work around 7 p.m., surprised to find the house so quiet. Bisola? She's at the retreat, remember? I made dinner, your favorite, jollof rice and grilled chicken, and I opened a bottle of wine. We should celebrate. Celebrate what? You, your success, everything you've accomplished. Come on, Tunde, one glass won't kill you. Against his better judgment, Tunde accepted the glass. They ate dinner together, and Adunni kept the conversation light, friendly, making him laugh. After dinner, they moved to the living room. Adunni sat close to him on the couch, too close. Tunde, I need to tell you something. What? I'm in trouble, financial trouble. I took out loans to pay for something, and now the collectors are threatening me. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. She let tears fill her eyes, let her voice shake. Tunde's protective instincts kicked in immediately. How much do you need? It's not about the money. It's about... I feel so alone. I feel like I have no one who really cares about me. Bisola has you, has the baby, has this perfect life, and I have nothing. She moved closer, putting her head on his shoulder. Tunde stiffened, but didn't push her away. You are not alone, Adunni. You have family. You have us. Do I? Do I really have you? She lifted her head, looking directly into his eyes. And then she did it. She leaned in and pressed her lips against his. For a second, just 1 second, Tunde froze. The kiss was soft, desperate, filled with longing. His mind went blank. His body responded before his brain could catch up. Then reality crashed down on him like a bucket of ice water. He shoved her away, harder than he meant to, and Adunni fell back against the couch cushions. "What the hell are you doing?" His voice was loud, angry, shocked. Adunni's eyes went cold. The tears disappeared. The vulnerable act vanished. In its place was something calculating and cruel. "What am I doing? I'm taking what should have been mine from the beginning. If you had met me first, you would have chosen me. You know you would have. Are you insane? You are Bisola's sister. You live in a house. How could you even think? Because I'm better than her. I'm smarter. I'm more beautiful now. I actually pay attention to you. She doesn't appreciate you, Tunde, but I do. I would worship you. I would give you everything she can't. Get out." Tunde stood up, his whole body shaking with rage and confusion. "Get out of this house, now, before I call Bisola and tell her everything." Adunni stood too, but she didn't move towards the door. Instead, she smiled, a cold, terrifying smile. "You really think she would believe you? After everything I've told her about how stressed you've been, how distant, how you've been coming home late? She already suspects you of something, Tunde. She just doesn't want to admit it. She would believe me over you. You are the one who just tried to kiss me." "Did I though?" Adunni pulled out her phone, tapped a few buttons and turned the screen towards him. Tunde's blood turned to ice. On the screen was a video, edited perfectly. It showed him pulling Adunni towards him on the couch, showed what looked like him initiating the kiss, showed her trying to push him away. The audio was manipulated, his words of rejection changed to words of desire. "You recorded this? You planned this whole thing?" "I planned everything, Tunde, from the moment I walked into that airport. Did you really think I came back from Cape Town just to help my pregnant sister? I came back for you. I came back to take what's mine, and now I have insurance." "Bisola won't believe that. She knows me." "Does she though? Because from where I'm standing, your marriage is already falling apart. She's exhausted, emotional, vulnerable, and I'm about to show her a video of her husband trying to force himself on her sister."
What do you think she will believe? Her stressed, distant husband or her protective, caring sister who's been by her side this whole time? Tunde felt like the floor was disappearing beneath him. "Why are you doing this?" "Because I'm tired of being second. I'm tired of watching her have everything while I have nothing. I'm tired of being invisible. This is my turn, Tunde, and you are going to give me what I want, or I'm going to destroy everything you've built." "What do you want?" "You. Leave her, divorce her, marry me. I'll delete the video, I'll disappear from her life, and you and I can start over. We can have what you and Bisola have, but better, because I'll actually appreciate it." Tunde stared at this woman he thought he knew. This woman who had eaten at his table, slept under his roof, and realized he was looking at a complete stranger. A dangerous, calculated stranger who had orchestrated all of this from the beginning. "Never. I will never leave my wife. I will never betray Bisola like that. I don't care what video you have. I'll tell her the truth and we'll deal with the consequences together." Adunni's face twisted with rage. "You are making a mistake. Get out of my house." "Fine, but you'll regret this, Tunde. I promise you, you'll regret this." She grabbed her phone and walked out of the living room. Tunde heard her footsteps going upstairs, heard her moving around in the guest room, presumably packing. He pulled out his own phone, his hand shaking, and dialed Bisola's number. It rang 4 times before she answered, her voice sleepy and relaxed. "Baby, is everything okay?" "Bisola, I need to tell you something. It's about Adunni." But he didn't get to finish, because at that exact moment, Bisola's phone buzzed with an incoming video message from Adunni. "Hold on, Tunde. Adunni just sent me something. Let me check it really quick." "Bisola, wait, don't." But it was too late. He had her gasp, had her sharp intake of breath, had the exact moment her world shattered. "Bisola, That's not what it looks like. She edited it. She set me up. Please, you have to believe me." But the line had already gone dead. 2 hours later, at the retreat center, Adunni arrived looking distraught and tearful. She found Bisola sitting in her room, staring at her phone, tears streaming down her face. "Bisola, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to hurt you. But I couldn't keep it to myself. I couldn't let him do this to you." Bisola looked up at her sister, her eyes red and swollen. "Tell me exactly what happened." And Adunni told her, a perfect lie wrapped in just enough truth to be believable. How Tunde had been drinking, how he'd started making comments about Bisola's changing body, about feeling neglected, how he'd cornered Adunni in the living room and tried to kiss her, how she'd pushed him away and recorded it for proof because she knew he would deny it. "He called me right after you sent that video," Bisola whispered. "He said you set him up, that you edited it." "Of course he'd say that. What else could he say?" "Bisola, I have the raw footage. I have timestamps. I have everything. I'm your sister. I would never lie to you about something like this." Bisola wanted to believe Tunde. God, she wanted to believe him, but the video was right there, clear as day. And Adunni had been nothing but supportive since she had arrived, had helped with everything, had been by her side through this difficult pregnancy. Her phone rang again. Tunde. She declined the call. "I can't go back there," she said. "I can't see him. I can't be in that house." "You don't have to. Stay here tonight. Tomorrow, we'll figure out what to do. But Bisola, you need to protect yourself and the baby. Whatever happens next, I'm here for you. I'll always be here for you." Bisola collapsed into her sister's arms, sobbing, while Adunni held her tight, stroking her hair, whispering soothing words. And if you looked very, very closely, you might have seen the small, satisfied smile playing at the corners of Adunni's lips, the smile of someone who had won a war. Want to know what happens next? Does Bisola discover the truth? Does Tunde find a way to prove his innocence? Does Adunni's plan completely fall apart? Or does she get everything she's been scheming for? Part 3 is coming soon, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. Are you Team Bisola, Team Tunde, or somehow still Team Adunni? Let me know below. See you in part 3.